All right, Nick, we look around the Pac-12. Is there anybody else that not necessarily is a Heisman candidate, but guys that you're looking forward to seeing this fall?
I want to see. I want to see how Jake Browning can develop and go. I really, he did a lot of great things his last season, and he's a young kid. He's got a lot of growing up to do still, and he got to the playoffs. So I want to see how far he can go. He could be something really special. I think it makes the Pac-12 more interesting when you've got more sort of nationally elite teams. I want to see how far he can develop. The heir apparent to Christian McCaffrey is a kid by the name of Bryce Love. I know I've talked to you relentlessly about him, and if not, our friend Don King certainly has. This kid is faster than McCaffrey. When McCaffrey was dealing with injuries in 2016, he came in and played very well behind him. His career sort of on the same track as McCaffrey's, just a year behind. And now he's the main back. He's no longer picking up McCaffrey's leftovers. So I would love to see. I mean, last year he didn't touch the ball that much and still almost got 1,000 yards on like 100 carries. So I want to see just how much further he can go. I think I really want to see Justin Herbert. This is kind of cheating a little bit because he had a breakout. He started to break out last year. But Justin Herbert, for those of you who may not recall, was the quarterback who took over midway through the year for Oregon. And he, was very raw and inexperienced, but he started to come into his own. And so I know they're bringing in a new coaching staff, and that's going to cause some transitional problems. But I'd love to see what Herbert can do with that Oregon offense. And then I think finally I want to see who steps up at running back for Utah, because Utah's always got a great power running game. They're going to have a running back who is going to rack up a lot of yards. Right now, I believe it is Zack Moss is probably going to be your number one there. He's a freshman, sophomore. He's young. So I want to see the Utah running back. I want to see who steps up at wide receiver after Juju Smith-Schuster has left USC. So you're probably looking at Deontay Burnett. He could do some awesome things. And frankly, I want to see if UCLA and particularly Josh Rosen can finally play up to their potential that we've been hearing about for years. We know this kid is talented. We know there's been a lot of circumstances and injuries and whatever else. I want to see, he's not a breakout player. Obviously, we've heard of him. We know him. But I want to see if finally they can put it together and, have Josh Rosen and UCLA really make a run at it. But I would keep an eye on Zack Moss, Herbert, and Bryce Love for sure, for names you probably have not heard of.
Yeah, and USC has its version of the triplets in a sense, with a Darnold at quarterback, Ronald Jones at running back, and Deontay Burnett at wide receiver, and what he did in the Rose Bowl with 13 catches and 3 touchdowns. And they could be stealing votes away from each other if things work out a certain way.